Next we have a question from Margaret Craven on a related topic. Margaret is currently Lewiston State Senator and the Senate Chair of the Health and Human Services Committee.
Thank you, Elaine. Good evening, everybody. Boy, what a full room. Thank you. You're doing great. My question is also regarding immigrants, but more specific. So given that Lewiston and Portland host about 1,000 immigrants who are waiting for permanency or seeking asylum, and given that the only source of support they have is general assistance, what would you do to either shorten the 180-day wait for a work permit or otherwise help get some federal help for some benefits for them? This is a very inefficient way to support people until they're allowed. And so we myself and others, constantly make sure that this benefit remain for our immigrants who are waiting for permanency. But there's a lot of pushback, and I will say that it's the only way we're going to grow our population in Maine. So I would like to know what you could do. And we've actually requested of our federal representatives before, but we haven't gotten any response. So thank you.
Well, it's like I said. I mean, I think that the only way for everyone to have a fair, level playing field is for people to get that citizenship. And so for myself, speeding it up, making sure that it happens, giving people that path is very important. I don't actually like a work permit system, especially if it's going to linger and continue, because like I said, many times, people don't have that ability to argue for their fair wages. I believe in people being able to organize, advocate to get health care, advocate to get a high wage, get good jobs. And when you're under a permit system, you're always under the thumb of wondering if you're going to get that permit in 180 days or whatever. Some employers will use that against the people, and so it's not fair to them, and it's not fair for anyone that's already in this country trying to do the best they can for the family. So, the argument for me is very clear. Make sure that as soon as possible, whatever we have to do to convince other people in Congress to support a legal, quick path to citizenship for people that want to stay in this country and put down roots, like you said, grow the population of Maine. But not only that, be a productive member, not have to hide in the shadows and get work whenever somebody that's unscrupulous comes around and offers to them. That's just something that is not good for anyone. And again, no one should have to go through that. People should feel comfortable that their economic security is not going to be held hostage by people that are only trying to depress wages and put more money into their pockets.
Thank you for the question, Margaret. And you are right. You've been a tireless advocate for not just the immigrant population in Lewiston, but everybody in the Lewiston-Auburn area in Augusta for a long time. And we're very sad to see you go this year. I want to say, I think this, thanks to Margaret and Peggy and others from this area, there has really been a face put on this issue in Augusta. It's just 180 days is too long. You can't sit at home for 180 days. Imagine any of you not going to work for 180 days when you have no other source. This is not with unemployment. This is nothing. That's just simply too long for, particularly when you're taking care of kids and a family, to say, sorry, you just have to wait. And it's for no other reason other than because I said so. I mean, that's terrible. That's not recognizing the talent of our immigrant population. It's not recognizing the aspirations and the dedication that group, that wonderful community brings to this community and to the state of Maine. So I certainly would be interested in either coming up with a fast-track version of 180 days, a way to get through that faster. I'd be open to looking at all of those kinds of solutions, because if somebody wants to work and they're ready to work, I don't know why we don't want to let them. I think that's just wrong, and it's bad for their families, and it really gets them off to the wrong start in a community that they want to be a part of. So I think, to me, it's about families, it's about community, and telling people that they have to wait, or that their best option is just to go down to the town and get some general assistance, which is already bare bones. There's better ways to do that, and it starts with either shortening or finding a faster way to move through the work permit process, and then ultimately moving towards path to citizenship. Thank you.